Well, the government is embarking on a youth crime spree of its own, a trilogy of policies designed to crack down on crime. Today, it announced it will build 2 new youth justice facilities for up to 30 of the highest needs youth. It'll change the law to allow broader search powers in youth justice facilities to prevent contraband. It'll implement changes to improve family group conferences, along with funds for 350 more of them. And if a young person is involved in a ram raid or smash and grab, they'll now be automatically referred to a family group conference. Political editor Jenna Lynch reports.
Fight clubs, escapes, roof protests, our youth justice facilities are in a state.
It's no secret that there have been some serious issues in youth justice.
Part of the string of problems is the introduction of 17-year-olds to the facilities. They're bigger, stronger and need more intensive work.
There's a big difference between a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old and the support and the guidance that they need.
So the government will build new units for the most difficult youths, as well as redesigning their care model. And at the current facilities, introducing new search powers for contraband and stronger power for timeouts if the kids are getting too rowdy, as well as fixing the youths on roofs problem.
No, I'm not saying they're not fit for purpose. I think that there are design flaws. So without getting into the finicky details, there are climbing points that can be mitigated.
The latest in the government's crime crackdown. This policy is so rushed the government had no key details, like how long it would take.
We haven't got a timetable for how long the residences will take to build.
How much it would cost.
The design has to be done before you can come up with a cost.
Or even which youths it would send to the new facilities.
Minister, what is the minimum age of someone that could end up in one of the new youth justice facilities?
In the youth justice facilities, I believe it's 12. It will be for the older young people. I have a preference right now for it to be the older end of the spectrum, but we will confirm those details. We haven't made a decision.
The minister eventually capitulating and saying he'd look at a minimum age.
Look, we can set a minimum age. What I'm saying is at the moment we will work through the model of care. But even if there were young people in them, then there would be ways to keep them separate.
It's like a couple of Keystone cops up there trying to answer them. They got no idea. It hasn't been thought through. It's obviously back of the envelope. It's knee-jerk.
The government is trying to get itself back on track after its drag of distractions. Michael Wood returned today.
A lot of people have sort of said, look, you silly goose, you got this wrong.
Are you going to be standing in the election?
Yes, I certainly will be.
As did Kitty Allen.
I love this job. I've got a fire in my belly for change.
Are you expecting all of your ministers to stand at this year's election?
None have indicated otherwise to me.
But the tax cracks have appeared. David Parker didn't like the captain's call to dump his wealth tax.
So I'm disappointed in that decision. As is clear from the papers, I supported it. But that's life. And, I'm a loyal member of the Labor Party.
Cabinet collective responsibility be damned.
I've got no current intention to resign.
So there are cracks in your cabinet?
No, not at all. I mean, there are always a variety of views on these things.
Bottom line, though, is that this Labor Party is divided on tax.
Can your government keep it together till the election?
Absolutely.
The PM determined to turn the next 88 days his way.
And Jenna, a major development tonight in the Michael Wood saga, that investigation into his failure to declare his shares to Parliament has been released. So what is it saying?
This is an absolute smackdown of Michael Wood. The Registrar, Sir Martin Weavers, was surprised when Wood lawyered up when he came to meet with him about this inquiry. He details most of their conversation in here. One key point is a grilling of Michael Wood as to why he told media that he had moved to correct all of his financial interests on the register during the saga, when in fact he hadn't. Wood says that he just got caught up in the heat of a media scrum. Sir Martin says in the report he was surprised and concerned that Wood could not say whether or not he'd even read the rule book about pecuniary interests, and went on to deliver this damning conclusion. He has damaged his own standing as a member and has also cast a shadow over the entire register and the trust and confidence that the public are entitled to expect they can have in their elected representatives, aka all the MPs. And the shares scandal continues. Michael Wood is now facing the Privileges Committee, basically Parliament's courtroom. They will decide whether he is going to be held in contempt of Parliament, whether he should face any punishment for the shadow that he's cast over all of the MPs in this place.
Well, Jenna Lynch, live from Parliament. Thank you.